All right, so here we go. Yes, Blizzard has been very busy today responding to the community about what's coming up next. Plus, some new updates just went live server side. What has changed? Well, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Also, some notable concerns from the community about repetitive dungeon design, area scaling seems to be a bit off, and much more. And remember, I'm doing a big PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch giveaway, so check it out in the pinned comment and smack that like button if you are loving the beta. So let's do this. All right, so first of all, we have this right here. Any word on bigger area for the beta next weekend or additional world tiers? Great question. A response from Blizzard right here. Adam Fletcher goes on to say this: just Necro and Druid are going to be the expected new classes that we will be able to play with when it comes to next weekend's beta. I cannot wait. Now, Aaron goes on to say this: thanks, Adam. I'm really curious to see how the other mechanics shape up that we haven't seen in the game yet. Paragon, higher end items, etc. Have thoughts about skills, but hard to criticize praise when I lack the full picture. And we have a response from Blizzard. Guess what? Check it out here. We are doing a deep dive on that after the beta. So we are going to be getting brand new footage, a brand new deep dive into Diablo 4's, I guess you would say, in-game Paragon system. So I'm excited for that. So look out for that. Now, yes, there was a recent hotfix that went live. Here's that update right here. They said, here to share updates on the latest hotfix that was pushed earlier this evening. The hotfix contains updates to improve server stability issues. And yes, it's going to be improving those queue issues on consoles as well. And they are going to continue constantly optimizing this for sure. So yeah, let's get into some of the concerns right now. Check it out. It says, I'm going to say dungeons are not fun. I get it. We are only 25 levels Act 1, but thinking that dungeons are going to be the end game with more affixes are not really convincing because of how repetitive they are. Let me know if you agree with this or not, of course. Now it says, finding a key, finding 2 cubes to open the door, brutally repetitive layout, got bored really fast. Now you have to also remember we are in one zone. That's something to really consider. We're only in Fractured Peaks right now. There are 5 zones, and I think that they will alleviate that a little bit here, but I do get some of the concerns, especially when I went into another dungeon and faced off against the exact same boss I had faced off against beforehand. But then I thought, yeah, there's going to be 4 additional zones on top of this, so, I'm going to wait and see what happens after the beta. Now, we have another post, which is really interesting following up on this. It goes on to say this right here. Blizzard, listen, these dungeons are shameful. The combat and art are great, so this game has potential to be great. However, of the 9 or so dungeons that I completed, I saw the exact same layout in 3 of them, completely new dungeons, exact same linear pathing inside. This is a big letdown. The classics, Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, were so replayable because of their randomization. I replayed a few dungeons more than once, and I am certain that the dungeons did not vary at all between playthroughs. This is how Diablo 3 was, and it sucked. Dungeons were not fun or exciting to explore because there was no sense of, exploration or discovery. It was the same every time, mostly a straight line, and it got stale. Diablo 2 had labyrinths, and the map still tripped people up after 20 years because of their complexity and randomization. Additionally, they have added locked doors, which to unlock require you to backtrack through the entire dungeon after you have cleared them, but then you have to run to the door again, there and back, and there again. 2/3 of the dungeon traversal spent out of combat, running back and forth down the same linear paths generated since 2012 with Diablo 3. This is not what Diablo is supposed to be. Give us labyrinths and mazes. It's got a lot of attention and a lot of upvotes. It's why I'm mentioning it, and I'm wondering what you guys may think about this. I'm also noticing some of this, but I'm also enjoying the hell out of this game still. So yeah, it's kind of a mixed emotion from me right now about this. I have to have the full version of the game to really get an idea of how potentially redundant the dungeons may actually be, because it's kind of tough to discover that right now because there's going to be a lot of world bosses to mix up the action here, and also different things going on outside of dungeons on the actual world map, I guess you would say. So let me know your opinion on this one. And then we have this. This is a great reply, I thought. Yuffie says this: and then there's me, who absolutely enjoyed running the dungeons. Sure, some had not the most amazing layout or mechanic, but the overall atmosphere of the dungeons was really good. And yeah, that's how I feel about it. The graphics here are absolutely stellar, and I think that helps alleviate the fact that some of these dungeons might feel a little bit repetitive. But again, we're only in the beta, we're only in one region. However, with that being said, I do agree with this right here. It says, I'm a bit sad that every seller layout is 100% the same. Feels like it wouldn't be impossible to diversify the layouts a bit more. Yeah, I did start to scratch my head a little bit when I noticed, hey, this is like the exact same seller, completely different area. And I was honestly a little bit bummed about that. I was hoping that they would diversify that a bit more, and hopefully they can down the road. And we've got to talk about this one right here. It goes on to say this: area level scaling when other players are present feels weird. I was running around in the snow at around level 20 with my Barbarian, clearing out goat mobs to get to an objective. They were pretty easy, but still had to be careful. They took a few hits before dying. I'm using Whirlwind and Dual Wield, whatever that's called, and reasonably kitted with mostly legendary items. At level 7 Sorcerer runs past me using lightning and just clears the screen with 1 to 2 casts. Am I imagining this? Feeling weaker as you level up is disheartening. This experience would have been much better if I was solo. That being said, I've had a good experience doing world events with similarly leveled players, basically rescuing each other. That feels great. So this is what I was kind of a little bit apprehensive with the Diablo instances and having other players in your experience is, yeah, in some cases, they can actually take away from your own experience. However, overall, I myself have been really enjoying like the world bosses and things like that. Also, you have to remember that, yes, this is a beta. You are only level 25. And there are things coming up here. This is a great post here. It says, seeing many comments complaining about the mob density, repetitive dungeons, lack of interesting items, etc. Just remember, you are on a low difficulty, only level 25, and in the first act. It's not realistic to apply in-game thinking to a moment in time that will take up virtually no time in your Diablo 4 journey. I think many people are hitting level 25 in the beta, then going into the in-game mode. Of course, it won't feel good at that point. So yeah, there's a lot to be discovered here. We haven't even gotten into the Paragon board and that sort of thing to really dissect and judge this game harshly. Also, a lot of people are noting that, yeah, when you're playing as Barbarian, you're seeing these powerful sorcerers come by. I think there's going to be some patches done to nerf and also buff things. So that's going to be interesting to see what Blizzard does there. So we'll see what happens. And once again, people are trying to enjoy the game. And one of the big issues with a game like this is that there are just haters that will not allow people to enjoy the game. So yeah, got to talk about why are people being so rude to the ones that actually enjoyed the beta. It's an actual question. I would like to know why 100%. It seems that as soon as someone posts a positive comment or something about the beta, everyone is taking that chance to be an absolute jerk about it all. If you didn't enjoy the beta, okay, cool. For you, some of us did, and it's pretty infuriating when we are being told we just have bad taste in games. Just want to understand the thought process behind trying to ruin someone else's positive experience. Yeah, again, I just say let people enjoy what they want to enjoy, and I'm having a hell of a time in the beta right now. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if they iron out some of these issues in the future, of course. All right, time to go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video. Also, check out that big PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch giveaway in the pinned comment as well. But my most recent video was about this, all new updates from the dev team. Things are changing even in the beta, and it's great to see that I'm able to get into the game a lot faster now, although I still think there should be an offline option. Now, Ryan goes on to say this right here. He says, loving the Barbarian and the challenge. It's definitely tougher, but it makes it more fun and exciting given how easy Diablo 3 felt, in my opinion. Now, the Den Mother, though, has been by far the toughest challenge. It took me about 4 times to beat her after shifting around my build to try and keep up with that speed, but I haven't died at any other point. So far, the beta has been really good for a beta. Excited for the release of the finished product. Exactly. It's a beta, and I myself have been having a blast with the Barbarian. I also agree. I do like the challenge. There's been complaints that the Barbarian is not powerful, but I dig the challenge. I want more challenge in a game like this. Now, Perplexed Wolf goes on to say this. I like the majority of what I've played. It definitely looks more like Diablo than Diablo 3 did to me. The skill tree is nice but simple. Some synergy between them would be cool. Offline mode would be nice. I'd like to see them change the UI though. It's not bad if it were any other game, but being Diablo, I'd like to see it fit the theme more. Yeah, and what they've done here, oh, there's a lot more. Jeez. Okay, it says the dungeons did get repetitive as I expected, but I like how they looked visually, but the overall design grows old fast, and you don't really get much after defeating the boss. I do like that a bunch of them had their own little lore and even some nice little side quests attached to them. The overall map so far is great to me. I love it. A lot of people want a transparent map, though. I really like the transmog and how you unlock new styles. I hope they add more color options, though, even at low level. It was nice to be able to make my character look the way I want. I've only played the rogue so far, but I like him a lot. Setting traps that chill and freeze, plus throwing smoke bombs to daze and having skills and gear that increase damage when they are vulnerable. Then unloading with barrage is fun. And to think, there's so many different classes to play around with. And I think that's one of the elements that is definitely not repetitive, of course, and really adds to the fun that is Diablo 4. But there it is, the latest happenings around Diablo. I'll keep you guys in the know about further patches, updates, official news from Blizzard, and of course, stuff from you guys, concerns and issues that you would like to see ironed out. So please sound off in the comments down below. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.